Well, it's bittersweet, but it's time to say goodbye to my 68 International four-wheel drive pickup truck and 67 Alaskan Camper. One final look before it's going to be going off to its new home back east. Um, should be, I think, in about a week or so. Transport company is going to come pick it up. Um, as soon as everything's final as far as the sale. But might as well just take another look at it. I cleaned it all out. I had a lot of camping gear in the camper, so I had to take all that out. But here she is. This engine, this motor is it's a powerhouse. I mean, it's got 82,000 miles, which is pretty good for an engine and a truck, from the 1960s. So it's just, it's rock solid. Never had any problems with it. Doesn't leak oil. And I've used the four-wheel drive a couple times when it's rained and got really muddy out here. Works great. And it's an awesome truck. It was a West Coast truck on the right there on the beaches and near the ocean, so it does have some of that rust on the body, but it's still so solid. The frame and everything's solid on it. I mean, it's a heavy duty truck, work truck, farm truck. I'm gonna miss this thing. I've used it for hauling water. That's about since I've moved out here, a few years ago now. The only thing I've used the truck for is to haul my water trailer there into town. So it hasn't been doing much. That's why I'm selling it. I haven't been able to go camping or anything. So I figured it's time to let somebody else have it, have fun with it, use it, get more use than I've had in it. Got the camper raised up. And I just love these pop-up camper tops. There's these hydraulic lifts that you put the pin in right here once it's raised up to the correct height, and then you let the pressure off the hydraulic, so it's sitting on these pins. There's one here that's down in underneath this tall cabinet, and then there's the two hydraulic jacks or rams or whatever you want to call them, lifts, on each side here with the pins in them. And then when I lower it down, I take the pin out, of course. I jack it up a little bit, maybe a half an inch, pull all the pins out, and then the pins I just put back up. There's holes at the top, and that way when it lowers all the way down, it sits on those pins again, but at the very bottom. Great view out the front window here when it's raised up. Got a table up here with the leg on it underneath it, but this all sits down. There's a groove underneath here, right here, that the table sits on that end on there, and then the leg sits down on the ground. You got your two cushions here that pull out if you want to use it as a bed. There's boards down there that sit across, and then I'm 6 foot, and I've been able to sleep all the way across from one side to the other. Can sleep a couple people actually. And then they've got this canvas. I've never really actually used it. But I guess you could It's got bars, 3 bars that fit into these on here on each side, and somebody could sleep on it. You could put stuff on it, if you want to have a lot of gear. But this just rolls out into goes across the whole top here. I guess you could put some small kids on it. Just something different there. Water tank is under here. And then there's a drawer down here. Lots of storage cabinets and drawers. Stove. I've never used the stove, but it's got the lines in it, I guess, where you could hook it up to a propane. I've always had a camp stove that I just, set outside and used. And this is where the original fridge went. The door is still on it, but there's no fridge in here. But it has this shelf that slides out. It's on some rollers there. So if you have like a fridge or a cooler or ice chest, you can set it on here and then slide it out when you want to open it or use it. I had an electric fridge type cooler in here that sat in here. And worked great. Cabinets below. Then there's a tall cabinet in here. I had like a portable toilet sitting in here that I could take out and use. But it's also got a here you could slide, or you could hang clothes on. Slide that back in there, or you could store whatever, brooms, anything you want to store in here. Just a lot of storage. And windows are all open right now. I'm letting the air just flow through. But these slide in and out. It's got screens on it, which are great. And then it's got pull down shades up here, these that go all the way across. Need to be replaced. They're pretty old, but I know they sell these at Home Depot. Lots of storage up top, all along the top on both sides here. Nice working area, or for cooking or doing whatever up on here. A little mirror that folds down. It's just and this is 1967, and it is still a great, everything works great. It's got all the original wood. It's just, oh man, I hate having to say goodbye, but it's somebody else is going to use it, and this thing will last forever if it's taken care of. It does have a screen thing up here. When the doors are shut, if you want some privacy, you can pull this down over the window. Let me pull it back up. And then it's got another one here that you can pull down to keep bugs out. And it attaches to the doors. It's got the split doors, so when you're in here, and I've got it, there's a little bungee cord holding this one open, the bottom door. You can have the bottom door shut, and if you want just the top open, or you can shut this bottom door and then shut the top door as well. It's a really neat system. And then of course there's the hydraulic jack. This thing, just like a car jack, basically. You twist it to let the pressure in, or close the pressure off when you're jacking it up. Turn it to release it to lower it, and then you got your jack here. You just pump it up whenever you want to raise it. And then there's this extra This is kind of around the seal, around the top. There's a seal. Let me see if I show up here, right here. So this is extra stuff that if you have to replace it. And the pop top overland, they included this when I got the vehicle. This, I don't know what it's made out of, but so there's your, from the Alaskan Campers, they put this on here back in the 60s, so it's been on here. Little shelf there also in here for putting stuff. So it's gonna be sad to see it go, but and it's got some steps there that are mounted, hang on the tailgate. And when all this is shut, let me just I've got a little, there's a little bungee here holding it open, but and I don't, this is from Alaskan Camper too, but when it's shut, you can see how it's just, that whole door system works. Everything seals up, and serial number on it there. And then over on the right here is how you can tell how old your Alaskan Camper is. I don't know if you can see that. It's pretty bright. That number right there, 2670701, so 67 right there. This was a vent for if you have a fridge in there to vent out. And then there's these that are great. They open up and there's lots of storage. So this is what you call a classic, a vintage camper from the 60s, back before overlanding and everything really took off. People could go camping in this, and this truck and camper have been together since the 60s, mostly on the West Coast, California and Oregon. So hopefully whoever gets it, well, I know who's buying it, but when he gets it, he'll take good care of it, fix it up, and enjoy it. They just don't make them like this anymore.